Yo, I gotta tell you something that a lot of people in this industry are too scared to say out loud, but look, paying $3,000 to stand in the back of a crowded, stuffy conference room, sweating in your best outfit, hoping some major label executive looks your way, it is a guaranteed recipe for burnout. It's a trap, man. I see it every single year. Artists spending their last dollar, literally their rent money, their grocery money, on flight tickets, overpriced hotel rooms, and registration badges just to, what? To pitch some suits who are quite literally paid to ignore you? They got a line of 200 people behind you trying to do the exact same thing, shoving USB drives and crumpled up business cards into their pockets. It's wild to me. It's just not how real moves are made anymore. You see, when I first started out, moving from Ohio down to Florida, starting from absolutely zero, I thought that was the way too. I thought I had to beg the gatekeepers. I thought I had to knock on the glass doors of these major labels and wait for some executive to wave me in. But the real shift, the moment everything changed for me, was when I realized that real networking in hip-hop doesn't happen vertically. It happens laterally. It's not about looking up and begging. It's about looking next to you and building. You need to connect with peer artists, local promoters, independent creators, the people who are hungry, the ones who are actually in the dirt, doing the work right now. That is where the real power is. That's why we built the Down by Law Artist Network. It's not some public forum where people just spam their links and leave. No, it's a private, highly curated community designed specifically for independent hip-hop artists who are actually serious about the business. It's a space where you can connect with producers, managers, and other artists who are actively building their own empires. No gatekeepers, no corporate fluff, just real players who are ready to collaborate and make things happen. You can check it out at downbylawmanagementllc.com. Stop waiting for someone to build a table for you when you have the tools to build your own right now. Now, let's talk about how this actually works in practice, because this is where the magic happens. Let's run a quick scenario. Say you have, let's say, 500 loyal fans in your city. Real fans, the ones who buy the merch, show up to the local gigs, stream your tracks on repeat. And say you connect with two other artists in neighboring cities, and they each have 500 loyal fans. Now, if you keep operating like a lone wolf, you just have 3 separate small fan bases. But if you form a booking consortium, if you pool your resources together, you don't have 3 small fan bases anymore. You have a 1,500-person regional tour ready to go. Think about that for a second. It's simple math, but so many artists completely miss it. This is what we call the booking consortium model. Instead of waiting around for some big-time booking agent to call you, which, let's be honest, probably isn't happening anytime soon unless you're pulling crazy numbers, you start utilizing your own localized fan data. You look at your streaming analytics, your social media engagement, and you identify hub cities within driving distance. Say you're based in Cleveland. Maybe your partners are in Detroit and Columbus. You co-promote shows in each other's markets. You split the travel expenses. You share the local venue costs. And most importantly, you share your crowds. When you perform in Detroit, your partner there introduces you to their 500 fans. And when they come to Cleveland, you do the exact same thing for them. And when you bring 3 distinct, organized fan bases together, you're not just throwing a chaotic local show with 10 people standing by the bar. You're creating a high-energy, packed-out event. Venues see that energy, they see the bar sales, they see the ticket receipts, and suddenly, they start taking you seriously. They pay you what you're actually worth because you brought the value to their room. It's about building a regional hub-and-spoke model, exactly like we talked about back on the June 20th episode, but doing it as a team. You don't need a major label budget to pull this off. You just need coordination and a shared vision with the right partners. But look, you can't just run up on people and expect them to work with you. The fastest way And I mean the absolute fastest way to get your music deleted, your emails ignored, and your accounts blocked is to slide into someone's DMs with a cold copy-pasted "check out my track" link. Don't do that. Just, please, stop doing that. Nobody wants to be pitched to immediately. High-value networking is built on a very simple principle, what I call the give-give-take rule. Before you ask for a single favor, before you ask them to stream your project or share your flyer, you need to offer value first. You have to solve a problem for them. Maybe you're a great graphic designer. Offer to make them a show flyer for free. Maybe you have a solid email list in your city. Offer to blast their new release to your local subscribers. Maybe you're great at video editing. Cut a clean recap of their last show. You give, and then you give again, and only then do you even think about asking for something in return. That's how you build genuine relationships, not transactional ones. And when you do make that connection, you got to keep it professional. Stop handing out cheap, soggy paper business cards that end up at the bottom of a trash can at the end of the night. Transition to digital first. I use the Down by Law digital business card. You can find it at smartcards.pro/BLZAPF. It lets you tap their phone, instantly share your info, and capture their contact right then and there. You own that data instantly. This is exactly how the artists in the Hip Hop Hero League operate. They aren't just sending random tracks to playlist curators hoping for a miracle. They are positioning themselves as valuable business partners first. They understand that a collaboration isn't just about sharing a microphone. It's about combining business assets. When you approach another creator with a clear, professional presentation and a concrete offer of value, you set yourself apart from 99% of the artists out there who are just begging for a handout. You become someone people want to do business with. Now, once you find those partners and you start making moves, you gotta protect yourself. I've seen too many friendships and creative alliances completely fall apart because people didn't take care of the paperwork up front. A handshake agreement. Look, it's a beautiful thing in theory, but in reality, a handshake is only as good as the memory of the person who wants to break it. When money starts coming in, when the merch starts selling out and the ticket sales accumulate, people's memories get real foggy, real fast. If you're serious about your career, every independent alliance you form must be backed by simple, solid business structures. It doesn't have to be some 100-page document written in dense legalese that costs thousands of dollars in lawyer fees. It can be a simple, clear joint venture split agreement. If you're putting together a co-headlining tour, split the expenses and the profits 50-50 or 60-40, whatever makes sense for the workload, but get it in writing. Who is paying for the gas? Who owns the leftover merch? If you're doing a collaborative release, who owns the master rights? How are the publishing splits handled? You must protect your masters and your publishing. That is your real estate in this business. That is where your long-term wealth comes from. And when those joint ventures start generating profit, you don't just go out and buy a new chain or blow it on bottle service at the club. You reinvest those joint profits back into the ecosystem. You use that money to fund the next tour run, to scale up the merchandise production, or to upgrade your promotional tools. By doing that, you're building a self-sustaining empire that doesn't rely on major label handouts or predatory loans. You're creating a closed-loop system where you and your partners own the entire value chain. That is real power, and that is how you protect your legacy. All right, so let's turn this theory into action. This is Strategy Saturday, and I don't believe in just talking, I believe in making moves. The difference between a hobby and a business, it's really simple. It's a blueprint. So here is your step-by-step game plan to start building your alliance today. Step 1. Perform a thorough, honest audit of your current music circle. Look at the people you're collaborating with, the people in your DMs. Identify 3 peer artists in neighboring cities within a 3 to 4 hour drive, who match your work ethic, your brand standard, and your drive. They don't have to have millions of followers, they just need to be serious and have a real engaged local footprint. Step 2. Reach out to them. Don't send a generic pitch. Use this exact script. Hey, I've been watching what you're doing in your city, and I love the energy of your movement. I'm putting together a regional booking consortium to pool our resources, share our fan bases, and co-promote a series of high-energy showcases across our markets to cut down on expenses and maximize our ticket sales. I think your brand would fit perfectly with this. Let's jump on a quick 10-minute call this Tuesday to see if we can make some moves together. It's professional, it's business first, and it immediately shows them how they benefit. It's a game changer. Because at the end of the day, the ultimate truth of this music business is that ownership and a highly curated network of loyal, active partners will build a legacy that a million fake, botted Spotify streams could never buy. You can't feed your family with vanity metrics. You can't build an empire on viral moments that disappear in 24 hours. You build it on real relationships, real ownership, and real community. If you're serious about building a real career instead of chasing streams, download the free Independent Artist Blueprint at downbylawmanagementllc.com. Then message me the word blueprint. No hype, just legacy. Until next time, keep building your empire one move at a time.